Well, hello there and welcome back to the Cupcake Jemma channel with me, Gemma. Now, I don't get to bake many peanutty things these days because both Dane and Sally are allergic to peanuts. I know, what a drag for them, but also for me. However, Dane has donned his hazmat suit today to film this recipe that I really want to share with you for what I like to call a peanut butter chocolate crispy chewy. I know that's probably not the ideal name, and maybe you can suggest a better one, but for me, that's exactly what it is. It's peanut buttery, chocolatey, chewy, crispy vibes. It's absolutely delicious. It's got a puffed cereal base, all bound together with this really yummy peanutty caramelly stuff, and then all over the top a really nice soft rich ganache, and it is so simple to make. The only thing you'll need that's like special is maybe a sugar thermometer, just so that you get everything to the right temperature to make it the perfect chewiness, but otherwise you could just do this with whatever you've got at home. Let's get started. So I already have 60 grams of burnt butter. Now I started off with 75 grams of regular butter, and I just put that into a saucepan, set it over a medium heat and just let that bubble away. You want to stir it gently every now and then just to make sure it's heating evenly. You'll start to notice the colour is changing and there are tiny little brown flecks appearing. This is the good stuff, guys. And then just keep heating it and stirring it like that until you have a lovely, richly golden liquid with loads of little dark brown flecks in it. And that's going to add a really nice, like nutty, warm flavour to all your bakes. I love to put this in basically everything. So leave that to one side to cool down, and now you can get on with your dry ingredients. So you can use all puffed rice or Rice Krispies if you prefer, but I actually really like adding these things, and these are puffed quinoa. They're quite hard to find. I found these in like a health food shop, like a vegan health food shop. So look there. It's definitely not something you'd find in like a normal supermarket, but they add a really nice roasty toasty flavour, and they're kind of cute as well, so that's why I put them in. So I've got 105 grams of Rice Krispies, and then I'm adding 30 grams of the puffed quinoa. And also for a bit of extra peanutty crunch, I'm adding 45 grams of peanuts, which are just like the roasted salted ones you get as a snack bag. And I've just roughly chopped these, so I'll put those in as well. And then you want to mix these all about, and I like to do this with my hands just because it kind of feels nice. You mix it really well, and then just set that to one side until we need it. And now it's time to prepare the tin. Now I'm using an 8-inch square loose bottom tin. Loose bottoms are my preference just because it just makes life a whole lot easier when you're getting your bakes out, because you can just push it up. But if you haven't got one of those, just make sure when you line it, you use long paper so that you can use the paper to pull your bake out. Any hoodles, I am going to start by using cake release spray just to spray all the inside and the bottom of my tin. And then just using greaseproof paper, line the base and the sides, and then secure any flappy bits of paper with metal bulldog clips. All right, that's my tin done. So now it's time to make the bit which is going to bind it all together with delicious, peanutty, salty, sweet chewiness. I don't know, it probably has a technical name. Someone out there in patisserie land might be able to tell me. I'm just calling it the chew goo. I just thought of that. Anyway, so I've got my burnt butter here. You could do this bit straight from the hob if you wanted, straight after you've burnt your butter, but just because I don't want to like overdo the butter, I've let it cool a little bit. And I'm going to add 165 grams of soft light brown sugar, along with 225 grams of golden syrup. Now you could use corn syrup if you didn't find golden syrup. Then add a pinch of sea salt and 165 grams of smooth peanut butter. It's best to use the non-natural kind of peanut butter. It just works a lot better in this kind of bake. Then set that over a medium heat, and when it all starts to melt a bit, give it a good stir. Keep it on the heat and stir it occasionally just to help the sugar dissolve and prevent any of the ingredients burning in there. Heat it all up until the temperature reaches 112 degrees C. And when you hit that, remove it from the heat, and you need to act quickly. Pour it straight over your puffed cereal, and then using a rubber spatula or a wooden spoon, just give it a really thorough stir. Make sure the whole lot is coated with this delicious chew goo. It starts to set quite quickly, so as soon as you're happy with the coverage, dump it into your tin, and then using your rubber spatula, just press it into the base and all the corners. Resist the urge to press down too much and make it too compact, because otherwise it can be quite difficult to chew. And when you're happy that it's all nice and level, it just needs to cool down. It's really hot right now. Once it's completely cool, you can pop it in the fridge to set. Now my base is completely set, so it's topping time, and I've already made my ganache, and this is a really straightforward ganache. All I did was I grabbed a heat-proof bowl and set it over a pan of gently simmering water. I added 175 grams of dark chocolate, I'm using 55% here, 75 grams of butter and 20 grams of golden syrup, or you can use corn syrup as well. Then just heat it and stir it every now and then just to make sure it's nice and evenly melting. And when it's all completely combined, you can take it off the heat, and then you end up with this lovely, rich, silky ganache, which is ready to pour all over the top of your crispy base. Oh my goodness. Look at that. It's like a pool of joy. And then you might need to level that out with a palette knife as well. So just go ahead and do that, just to make sure it goes into all the corners. Lovely. And if you want to, you can further decorate it with a little bit of warmed peanut butter, just for a bit of a drizzle. Just drizzle it over the top. I'm going to give it a little wiggle with a skewer just to make it a bit prettier. And then just to finish it off, grab a few sprinklings of your quinoa puffs, maybe some Rice Krispies as well, and of course, some extra peanuts. And then just put it into the fridge to set. Oh my goodness, it's a bit of a beast, I'm not gonna lie. I'm very much looking forward to taking a bite, so here we go. Oh my gosh, so chewy and crispy. Crispy chewy. This is why I called it a crispy chewy, you know? It does what it says on the tin. It's got everything I like in a bake. Salty and sweet, the aforementioned crispy chew, peanut chocolate. This is so, so delicious. So please give this a go. I hope that you enjoy baking it, and if you're a fan of tray bakes, then make sure you check out our tray bakes playlist on YouTube. I'll put a link to it down there. And also, of course, the tray bakes chapter in the Crumbs and Doilies book, for goodness sake. There's loads of different tray bakes in here. This one isn't in there, but it's okay because you've just watched this video. But if you're a big fan of tray bakes, there's our absolutely famous caramel cornflake brownie in there. And if you don't have the book yet, you can get that from all good bookshops, including, I mean, there's not a bookshop, but CupcakeJemma.com does sell the book. And you can also buy a signed copy there with little bookmarks and vouchers for the shop. And it helps to support us and support the channel. So we really appreciate that. Anywho, Dane's gonna be back next week with one of his favourite cupcakes from the book, which is the passion fruit and milk chocolate cupcake, one of his inventions, and it is really delicious. So make sure you're subscribed to the Cupcake Jemma channel, you've switched your notifications on so you don't miss anything, and I will see you very soon. See you later. Is this too big? No, just right. Don't get too close, Dane.